Hello everyone, it's Clay from Corning. Today I'm going to go over splicing on a FuseLite 2 LCU 900 micron single mode splice-on connector using the UCL Swift KF4 fusion splicer. So for this today we're going to need some 900 micron fiber. We're going to need our 900 micron handler for the left-hand side of the unit. We're going to need our LC connector holder. We'll have our cleaver, and then we will have our stripping tools with cleaning materials for your strip clean cleave. So first, we're going to go into the connector. Once you take the cover off, there is a protective film here. So what you want to do is remove your protective film, holding down your heat shrink, and then discarding that. All of your components stay in the actual holder here. I'm going to take out my boot and I'm going to grab my heat shrink, and then I'll set down the actual connector. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to tie a little knot in my piece of 900 micron so my boot and my heat shrink do not fall off. I'm going to load my 900 micron with the boot first, and then I'm going to load on my heat shrink. Please do not forget the heat shrink, because if you do, you will not be able to install it again. You'll have to throw it over and start with a new connector. Next piece, you're going to take your handler for your LC, and then you're going to take your connector, set it into the handler like so, close it, and set that down. Now on the KF4 fusion splicer, you're going to see I'm starting with splice mode 6 for single mode quick. The heat shrink mode is number 14, which is LC09, which stands for 900 micron. So now I'm going to go ahead and lift the dust cover here, go ahead and set my connector in, and then I'm going to open up my cleaver, and on this cleaver you'll hear it click. That means it's cocked because it has an auto-rotating blade, so you never have to worry about rotating the blade yourself. Now we're going to go through the strip clean cleave process. So you want to move about 1.5 inches of 900 micron. And then you're going to want to remove the 250. Then you want to clean your fiber. And then you're going to take your HS900 handler, and you're going to want to leave a little bit out of this handler here in this area. And I'll point out the reason here when we go to the cleaver. In the cleaver, you have a pad here, and you want to make sure your 900 micron is not sitting on that pad. It needs to be before the pad, so you make sure you get a good cleave angle. Once you get this into the cleaver, you lower the lid, press the button, and then it's all you have to do is lift and remove, and then set into the unit. Always make sure to get your heat shrink close to the unit so you're not trying to do that once it's spliced. Now that's all I have to do is shut the lid, and it's going to automatically go in to start aligning and splicing. So you'll see your angles, and then you'll see your loss. Now that's all you have to do. Lift your lid, put your thumb on the outer part of the handler, index finger on the outside part of the handler. Now that's all you have to do is lift up. I like to hold it vertical while I'm pulling my heat shrink down. Once the heat shrink is down, you want to make sure you're covering both sides of the 900 micron. Lift your heat shrink oven, set it in like so. You're going to see that it says SOC right there. So you're going to put key up, and you're going to close the lid. And then you can actually close your two handlers, close that, and then come here and hit heat. When you hit heat, it's going to turn on the heater to do your heat shrink. While this is heating, I want to make sure to point out that once you take this out of the heat shrink oven, you need to make sure to let it cool. This Fusion Splicer comes with a heat shield that attaches to the back. I do not have it in place right now, but your case with this KF4 will have one. So make sure you can set it there. When I take it out, once it beeps here, I'm gonna set it on top of the unit to let it cool for 15, 20 seconds. Now that we heard the beep, now I'm going to take the heat shrink connector out, set it on the unit here so it can actually cool down. And now what you're doing is you'll see here that I have this covered here on the 900 here, covered here on the 900. You do not want to touch this while it's hot. That could give you issues later on down the line when you go to test with attenuation. Now, once it is cooled, you want to bring your boot and the back of your connector body up. You want to align the two keys, and then you want to pop the connector together. And there you have a FuseLite 2 LCU 900 micron single mode connector installed on a KF4 Fusion Splicer. Thank you.